Let me ask you something. Are you constantly busy? I mean, just buried in back-to-back meetings, swimming in emails, putting out fires all day long, and then you get to the end of the day, you're totally exhausted, and you realize you didn't actually move the needle on anything that really, truly matters? If that sounds familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into how you, as a leader, can escape this execution trap. And the key? Well, it might just be your new AI copilot. All right, let's get into it.
I mean, let's just start with this quote, because wow, doesn't that just hit home? This feeling isn't just you. The workload for a modern manager has become fundamentally broken. So I want to be clear, you're not failing. The system you're operating in is. It's a full-blown crisis of overload, and it's time we came up with a new plan.
We have to call this what it is. It's an epidemic. This isn't some personal flaw or you not trying hard enough. It's a systemic problem. It's this collision, right, between these old-school 20th century ideas about management and the super fragmented, always-on chaos of 21st century digital work. We're surrounded by technology that's supposed to make us efficient, but a lot of the time it just delivers a constant fire hose of interruptions, leaving us in this state of just reacting all day long.
Now, here's the really crazy part. The actual hard cost of all that reacting. Researchers have a term for it, context switching. I like to call it cognitive whiplash. Every single time you jump from an email to a Slack message to a meeting, you pay a tax, and it is a heavy one. Studies are showing that every one of those interruptions can slice away up to 40% of your productive capacity. So your day isn't made up of these big, productive chunks of time. Nope, it's more like death by 1,000 tiny paper cuts to your focus.
And if you thought that was bad, it actually gets worse. A study out of the University of London found that when you're multitasking heavily on cognitive tasks, it can lead to an IQ score drop of 10 points. To put that in perspective, that's about the same drop you'd see after losing an entire night of sleep. So the takeaway is this. All that juggling isn't just making you less productive, it's literally making you less sharp in the very moments you need your brain the most.
So this brings us to a really critical fork in the road. In this state of overload, you basically fall into one of two roles. Are you spending all your time as a firefighter, just reacting to whatever is most urgent? Or are you an architect, proactively designing what comes next? Your answer to that question pretty much defines your entire career path.
There's a brilliant way to think about this. Are you a thermometer or are you a thermostat? A thermometer leader, well, they just report the temperature. They walk into a chaotic situation and say, wow, it's really chaotic in here. They're just reacting to what's already happened. But a thermostat leader? Oh, that's different. They walk in, they assess the situation, and then they set the temperature. They actively create the conditions for success. They turn chaos into calm. So, which one are you?
Now you might be sitting there thinking, you know what? I'm not overloaded. I'm just really busy. I'm hustling. Well, this table is a little diagnostic tool for you. Performative busyness can feel like a productive hustle, but true manager overload, that feels drained, cynical, even detached. Your focus isn't on making progress anymore. It's just on damage control. So take an honest look. Where do you really fall? Because realizing you're genuinely overloaded is the first step to finding the right solution.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the blueprint for getting out of this mess. And this is where we bring in a totally new kind of strategic partner. And look, we're not talking about AI as just another app you download. We're talking about AI as your co-pilot for leadership.
Let's give this a name. Let's call it your AI Chief of Staff. Now, this isn't one single piece of software. It's a system. Think of it as a hand-picked collection of smart tools that you put to work handling all that administrative, logistic, and repetitive stuff that comes with leadership. This frees you up to do the work that only a human leader can do.
And this right here, this is the transformation we are aiming for. This is the before and after picture. The chief doer is stuck in that fighting mode. Their value is measured by their personal output, and their career, it flatlines, because they're seen as too valuable in their current role to promote. But the multiplier, their focus on building people and designing systems. Their value comes from the output of their entire team. Their career path is pointed straight up because they've built a team that can run without them.
So how do we make this real? What's the tactical escape plan? Well, our first target is the single biggest time suck for most managers: meetings. The average manager can spend up to 3/4 of their day in meetings, and let's be honest, most of them are not very efficient. We're going to use AI to conquer the entire meeting lifecycle.
And the plan is a really simple 3-part system. First, proactive scheduling. Let AI handle that endless what time works for you email chain. Second, in-meeting assistance, where AI becomes your perfect tireless note-taker. And third, automated synthesis, where AI takes hours of talk and magically turns it into a short summary with crystal clear action items.
Just think about the power here. AI meeting assistants, things like Fathom, Fireflies, or Otter.ai, they can join your call, give you a real-time transcript, and then after the meeting's over, automatically whip up a summary and pull out every single action item, even assigning it to the right person with a deadline. This completely vaporizes the need for manual note-taking and means nothing will ever fall through the cracks again.
And getting these incredible summaries is as simple as just telling the AI what you want. You can feed it a long, messy transcript or a chaotic email chain, and then give it a role, a task, and a format. A prompt just like the one you see here can turn all that raw data into actual, usable intelligence in just a few seconds. It's the definition of working smarter, not harder.
Okay, next up in our escape plan, we're going to erase the administrative drag. You know what I'm talking about. All those little repetitive, low-value tasks that just slowly drain your energy and focus day in and day out. These things are the perfect jobs for your AI. Seriously, think about how much time you burn on stuff like this. Chasing people down for status updates, clicking approve on routine expenses, answering the same questions over and over and over again in Slack, manually pulling data from 3 different places just to build one simple report. Every single one of these is a job for your AI chief of staff.
So here's your homework. Your job is to identify your own personal automation targets. Use a simple worksheet like this automation hit list. Write down the task, guess how much time it costs you every week, define why it's such a pain, and then, and this is the cool part, using simple no-code tools like Zapier or Airtable, you can actually design a little workflow to kill that task forever. You automate the predictable stuff so you can focus on the exceptional stuff.
But look, escaping this trap isn't just about the tactics and the tools. It really demands a fundamental shift in your identity as a leader. It's about fully embracing a new mindset, the multiplier mindset.
This idea right here, this is the absolute heart of the multiplier philosophy. Just let that sink in for a second. Your goal is not to be the hero. It's not to be the person with all the answers. Your real goal is to make yourself, bit by bit, unnecessary. To build a team that is so capable, so autonomous, and so aligned that it doesn't just survive in your absence, it thrives.
And that leads us to the big final question. As AI gets better and better at handling all the doing, the summarizing, the scheduling, the reporting, what becomes your real value? Your AI copilot can execute a task, but can it inspire someone? Can it coach them through a tough challenge? Can it build trust and psychological safety on a team? Can it spot potential and develop the next generation of leaders? That is the new work. That is your real value now.